What is going on, fellow gamers? ChaosEclipse here. We are back on World of Warcraft Classic Wrath of the Lich King. I apologize if I don't sound excited right now. I'm more disappointed in myself, guys. I did an hour video and never hit record. So we're on our way to restart the video. But because we're actually coming from a new place, I just wanted to kind of show you guys the map. That town right there, that is Dalaran. We finally made it up there. I will show you guys how, because we still don't have our flight form. We're still a bit of ways away from that. We need another 500 gold, which at the rate that we're going, we will probably get it in another 1 or 2 levels. But we'll see what happens, because we have been focusing on leveling, focusing on trying to get that gold, but we also have not been doing our jewel crafting or our mining, which is why we're lacking on that gold. So, in this area, this is the Dragonblight area. As you guys know, we finished up this area. I'll try to make this video a lot faster. Hopefully it doesn't come out to an hour. Probably still will though, but it'll be definitely a lot faster. So when we were at Winterguard Keep, I showed you guys what the area looked like and everything, because I thought it was going to change. This is not the area that changes, at least I don't think it does. Maybe it still does, I'm not 100% sure on that. But the area up over here, where it says Angrathar, the Wargate, this is the area that actually changes. And there's actually a cinematic that I will play for you guys, where you guys can see that change, because I did not catch it on when I was recording. But the good news is that it does go ahead and let you replay that cinematic. So the whole reason that I came here to the Wormrest area is because I wanted to talk to you guys about what has recently happened with this area. So it's nothing bad or anything like that. Where's this guy at? Out over here. So we were at the top of this area, and we actually got attacked by a level 80 druid. He was spamming his moonfire, which this one here, that is the one that does
our enemies
attacks.
will fall.
Like it hits you for a certain amount, and then it also damages you over time. That's what I was gonna say. It attacks you over time, but basically it's damage over time. He was just spamming that on me. The funny thing was that while he was spamming it on me, he didn't realize that that he could hit anyone else. I don't have my flight form, so I couldn't just jump off and fly away. And even at that point, once you're in combat, you can't do that, because if you jump off, you're going to fall to your death. Being in combat, you can't switch to your flight form. Don't get me wrong, if you come out of that combat before hitting the ground, you can go into your flight form and still save yourself. Now he started attacking me. I turned in my mission here to this Dragon Queen, Alexstrasza, the Life Finder. I turned in my mission to her. She sent me over here to talk to Lord Forindar. I don't know, you guys will see his name in a second. But while I was doing that, I started running over here to turn in this. The druid started attacking me. I figured this person here would save me as level 80, and that's not what happened. So I was right here in between these two. Why did you just disappear? I was right here in between these two, and nothing was happening as far as like they weren't hitting the other druid, so I was thinking he was friendly with them too. The funny thing is, the guy that just disappeared, he's a level 80 elite. There he is. What was that all about? Anyway, so he's a level 80 elite. So what I did is, when I was standing here, he kept attacking me or whatever. I figured maybe I can just stealth and he'll think I logged off or whatever. So I stealthed. Because he was spamming moonfire, he actually hit this guy, who then started attacking him. There's only one of these guys here that is the only one that started attacking him. None of these guys joined in. No one else helped out or anything. It would have been funny if the boss would have helped out. The druid ran over there. He was just staying in that area. This guy has a knockback thing that he was doing, which kept knocking the dude back, but he was also out healing him. So I guess the druid was very strong. I took that chance, since he was way over there, he couldn't target me. I took that chance, I jumped on this and I flew away. I also had another quest that lets you mount up on one of these guys, and you can fight the dragons that are flying around in the area, the blue dragons that are down there. You can fight them, and then you can also do a mission where you have to like bomb some stuff over here. But I mounted on one of those guys down at the bottom. and then I flew back up to see what was going on. This guy, the NPC, got stuck by this pole, like he was right here, and because of how big he couldn't fit back through, and then he also couldn't jump up here, but he was trying to go this way to go up the stairs. But he couldn't fit through there. Luckily another one spawned in, and the druid was at that time was fighting right here, trying to hit him because, you know, he was basically winning, the druid was. But when the other one spawned in, they both were doing knockback damage. The druid ended up falling all the way down to this spot over here onto the stairs. He died there. I flew down on the mounted drake that they gave me temporarily, and I just kept laughing at him, so I counted it as a win. I didn't get credit for it, I didn't get honor for it, but it counted as a win in my books. So that was that. And then after getting that quest to come over here and talk with the guy again, we'll go over there and I will show you guys what that area looks like now. That is the area that I was talking about in the previous one, where I thought this area changes. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but this area over here is the one that definitely changed 100%. So maybe there's two areas, or maybe I'm just remembering incorrectly. I don't know. But we'll definitely go over there and look at the new area. At the start of the video, you will see an alliance person running up the stairs. That instance right there is what the place used to look like. And then at the end of that cinematic is what it looks like now. So just keep that in mind, because you're not going to see the old way that it used to look. But at the same time, I'm sure you guys have seen it from me before. So we'll go over there, we'll take a look at that. So let's jump on him. We're going to go to this place here, which is the Ford Dragon Hold. And I may cut this out just to shorten the video, but we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so here we are. You're gonna hear a lot of these people screaming. We are now up here at this area, which, like we talked about, that is called the Fort Dragon Hold or something like that. I don't even remember. Yeah, Ford Dragon. Anyway, so this is the area over here. All this fire and stuff was not here. There was enemies at the top that were rushing down. We had guards set out over here that were rushing up, and they were kind of clashing in the middle. That's what it used to look like, which, like I said, you will briefly see that right before the cutscene. Keep in mind what you're seeing now. This is the end of the cutscene. All of the plant stuff, the fire, and then this big dragon, which is actually the dragon queen that we were just looking at. Her name is Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder, and there's her consort as well. This shield here, keep that in mind. I'll fill you guys in with that shield in a second. But yeah, so let's go ahead and watch the cutscene real quick so you guys can see what happened here. Once again, keep in mind the very beginning of the video, you'll see the stairs and everything here. When he's rushing up the stairs, that's what it used to look like. It was the alliance at the bottom, it was a whole bunch of enemies at the top, and they were kind of clashing in the middle. But this will show what happened as to why it looks the way it does now.
Take the lead! For Morderon! For the Alliance! Back, you mindless wretches! Fight on, brothers!
Rise up, sons of the Horde! Blood and glory await us! Luntargar! For the Horde!
I was wondering if you'd show up.
I couldn't let the Alliance have all the fun today. Nyah!
Arthas! The blood of your father, of your people, demands justice! Come forth, coward, and answer for your crimes!
show you the justice of the grave and the true meaning of fear. Enough talk! Let it be finished!
You will pay for all the lives you've stolen, traitor!
Boldly stated, but there is nothing you can... What? Did you think we had forgotten? Did you think we had forgiven? Behold now, the terrible vengeance of the Forsaken! Sylvanas. Death to the Scourge! And death to the living! Now, all can see. This is the hour of the Forsaken.
We're finished. No escape for any of us.
So that is what happens there, and then when he dies, he actually drops this shield, which she gives you a quest for, to pick up this shield and take it to Stormwind. So obviously we grab the shield, we take it to Stormwind. The difference with the previous video that I thought I was recording and this one, I'm actually going to have to fly back to the area that I went to after that, because my Hearthstone is no longer set there. My Hearthstone is set in Dalaran. And you guys are going to miss out on a little something that that I thought I was recording. It's nothing special. I thought it was going to be, but it's actually not. So basically, we're going to jump on this. We're going to go back over to the Valiant's Keep in Borean Tundra. That is where I hearthed to after this, because I hearthed there, and then I went ahead and took the boat back to Stormwind. That was the quickest way back to Stormwind for me. While this is happening, you can see there, that's what it used to look like. The Alliance was down here at the bottom, the Horde was up there, or not the Horde, just enemies were there at the top. Now, keep in mind that cinematic that we watched, that is basically from like 2004, 2005, somewhere in that time frame. For those of you that are new to the game and you guys are like, oh, that looked like crap, that's why. Also, for those of you not understanding why the Horde and the Alliance are fighting together in that one, I have not went much over the story in this game, and someone correct me, because I know I'm probably going to get this wrong as far as why they started working together and everything. So if I am wrong, please let me know. Please let everyone else know, that way you know they have the right story and everything. But this actually happened with not the Wrath of the Lich King, but it actually happened back in Burning Crusade, where the Scourge first happened when the Dragon Knights were introduced. They brought the Scourge with them, which is when you started seeing these floating things that are here in the sky now, or even these. But what happened is they introduced the Scourge, they introduced the Burning Crusade and everything, and of course the Scourge were basically trying to turn everyone like undead and stuff like that. And then now, even though they defeated off the Scourge, the Wrath of the Lich King is basically trying to do the same thing, except under his control. So with the Burning Crusade under the Scourge, that is when they first started working together, which is why you have Shathrat City, which allows Horde and Alliance to be in the same major town at the same time. Obviously, you still have your contested areas, as you can see there, where we can still attack each other. Don't get me wrong. You know, when two things are segregated and they're brought together, there are still, you know, things where you're going to attack each other and stuff like that. But I at least wanted to point that out, because that is why the Horde and the Alliance can still attack each other. Because at the moment there's still Horde that doesn't like Alliance, still Alliance that doesn't like Horde, and then, you know, there's some of us that get along. I've actually even done questing before with Horde, not recently. So far, almost every, I want to say about 90% of the Horde have still killed me. I usually wait for them to attack first. I don't attack on the spot. I may start doing that just because of how many times it has happened to me. Plus, this is just a game, so it's not like real life instances or anything like that. But we'll see what happens. Because I still have a lot of grinding to do. Even when I get to 80, we're still going to backtrack a lot and still need to go and get other things. But yeah, so that is why they have the places together, because technically they're working together, but at the same time they're also, you know, still against each other. Like, it's still two separate factions. But after talking with the Queen, I teleported back here, which let me right here, literally right in this spot. I talked with him. I ended up selling any of the junk that I had or whatever.
Safe travel.
This person here had a silver exclamation point over the head for the longest time. When I teleported back here, they actually had a gold one. So I clicked on them.
Hello.
They told me that they can teleport me to Dalaran, which is the place where we actually now have our Hearthstone. So when I clicked on them, I did do a recording of it. It was like, oh, we'll open up a portal for you to get to Dalaran. I thought it was actually going to pop up with an actual portal and everything. He literally just does it like the Dockmaster does. When you click on them, their hands glow for a second, then boom, you're there in the next place. So let's go ahead and go back there real quick, and we will carry on with the video there. Like I said, I'll do this as fast as possible, so we're not going to go over every single thing that I did in the previous one, just because a lot of it's not going to matter. But at the same time, I'll at least let you guys know what individual stuff has. So when you come here, you actually don't start here where we're at. You actually start, we're going to go to the very starter area over here. Bear with me. Keep in mind, like I said, all these guys are Horde and Alliance. The ones that are red have recently either gotten here or they have recently attacked people. These are actually that guy's vendors. That's why they're red. But if they're blue, I don't think you can attack people that are blue. Yeah, that's an undead mage. It won't even let me attack him. I think I can still cast something on him and then it'll flag me. But obviously we're not going to do that. So when you first spawn in, you'll actually spawn in this room right here where this guy's at. You'll spawn literally right here. And then you'll come out and you can see all the stuff. It leads you to a quest that is actually right here in the same room, which you need to talk to this person. Then she gives you a thing to click on this, and it says it's going to take us somewhere else, which I have not done that yet because I was in the middle of doing this video. So let me go back. When we come out of the main room, you'll see the waterfall here. This takes you out in the very center, which is here. It's not like you can capture anything here or anything. I don't know why that little icon is there. But yeah, this is where it brings you. And then you'll want to run out to the street and you can take a look around. Sorry about that. I had to cough. Just want to see if you can... No, you can't actually see down in the sewer. Okay. You can actually go in the sewers. That's why I was curious if you could actually see down in there. So we're going to mount up. I'm going to run around, show you guys everything real quick. This is a kind of big area. It doesn't seem that big, but it can actually take some time. Because like I said, I already did it once and it actually took a while. So this is Violent Hold. This is actually an instance that you can go into. Clearly, as you can see, they open the door. That's the only reason it's open. But if you look at the door itself, you can see down there in the bottom right, it's locked for us. We don't have the Violent Hold key. I think you actually get that with reputation, but I'm not worried about that at the moment because we're not even 80, and I do think that's an 80 area. If we come out, we go here to the right. You can see here they have the Hunter's Reach. There's just ammunition stuff in there for the Hunters. This is the first entrance. There's two entrances. This is the first one to the to the actual sewers, which if you come down here, we'll briefly go over this because I thought it was a lot bigger, and when I actually came down here it was not. You can see down here in the sewers that there's not much, but there are two things to go out on the sides. If you go here on the right, you can see that there's vendors and everything over here. These are not amazing vendors or anything. That is reagents, magical goods, poison vendor. We have a locksmith and a tools of the trade vendor, and then whatever that guy is. If we come back this way, you can see we can go straight across, or we can go a little further down. Coming down here, there's literally nothing at all, just a mage that is kind of washed up there. It shows that he's sleeping. I thought he was dead before, but it actually has little Z's. I don't know if they added in those Z's. I have no idea. I could have swore that that guy was dead. Down here, you'll see people dueling all the time. There's like 3 little different circles here where people can duel each other. That is because this is an arena area. Now, this here is the Battle Master, where you can actually join the arena. Over here, we have arena vendors. Furious, I found this out in the previous video actually. So Furious, this here, the gladiator gear, that is the highest you can tell, because it does require an arena rating. So for the weapons, you can see you all require a weapon, or I'm sorry, you require an arena rating of 2200 for every weapon that's in here. And then obviously you also need the arena points in order to buy the weapon for it. I'm not going to go over what the weapons look like as far as stats and stuff. I mean, I'll scroll it while I'm talking, but I'm not going to go over like each one of them, just because that was also a lot of the time that it took up. But keep in mind that these are all, they have at least one for every single class. So you guys can get the water vendor here, just sells food and water that you can use in the arena. Here we have the actual gear itself. The other side was the weapons. This stuff also has ratings depending on how good the gear is, or not how good it is, but how big of a piece it is. So the pants, you would need a rating of 1500, where something like the gloves right here would only be 1400. So keep that in mind. There are different ratings per piece. The headpiece is 1950, chest 1600, shoulders 2000, legs 1500, and then it goes back to the head. And then they also do have trinkets in here, I think. That's a weapon. Wait, why are weapons over here too? Oh, these are the lesser ones, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because they only require 1800. So if you want the really good Furious ones, you'll still need to go on the other side. But yeah, there's some stabs to at least, get you started, and then obviously you can grab the other one, which definitely has more. So this one is 242.7. That would technically be for us.
Be good.
But if we look at the one over here, we find the one that's for us. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. How does that make sense at all? None of these are for Feral. Spell power. They all have spell power. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. I guess I'm a little behind in how I am. Anyway, so the Great Staff does 269 DPS, where this one over here was like 242 or something like that. Where'd it go? This one? Yeah, 242. So yeah, there is a difference in those. Then you have this this vendor here, which definitely goes into other gear pieces. This one here does the same thing. So this one is deadly. This one was hateful and savage, which I think savage was the first one. I don't know. So you can kind of work your way up and get the different gear and stuff. And then if we came up on this side, this would just take us out the other exit. I don't think there's any other vendors or anything over here. Oh, there is. So just the fishing supplies and what was it? Like an inn, I think? Maybe? Barmaid, innkeeper. Right there. I can't target them. There we go. Innkeeper, barmaid. Where are these people over here? Oh, there's a bank down here. There is no, as far as I know, there is no auction house in Dalaran. At least I did not find one. This place here, be very careful if you don't have a flying mount, or if you're not a druid that can fly yet. don't go out there. That is an exit that will actually shoot you out the side of Dalaran, and you'll basically be screwed because there's no way to get back up. You'll have to jump off, kill yourself, and then respawn somewhere or something along those lines. But let's see here. Let's get back up to the top. Like I said, I'm just kind of rushing through this, guys, trying to get through it as fast as possible. Yeah, that one just takes us out the other exit. This was the PvP area. That... What is that? We went that way, didn't we? Oh, yeah, that's where the poison vendor and all that was. Okay. Alright, we're good. So we come out here, same place we went in at. Keep in mind, on every corner you are going to have different vendors and everything like that. This very first place here, this is where you actually get the flight path. This is Krause's Landing. You'll need to speak with this guy here, this blood elf. He is the actual flight master. Eventually this guy's quest will open up, but we can't do it yet because we're not a high enough level. So that is over on this side. Keep in mind, right here where this little icon is, that's where we spawned in at. We came out this way, we went down here. That was the violent hold, and we're circling around this way. So let's get out of here. Like I said, I'm just going through this fast because the other video lasted a really long time. So you can see here, magical menagerie. I don't know what this is called. This is basically pet stuff, guys, where you can buy unique pets. They're not all unique, but these ones here, some of these are like toys for your pets. This one here, you can see right click to fetch with the most non-combat pets, blah blah blah. They do have a stable master in here in case you lost any of your companions or pets or anything. You can definitely get those back. Why are you green? Can't click on you. What else we got? This is a horde area. There's not really anything down there that you can interact with, at least not that I'm aware of. Yep, look at that. It won't even let you go in there. So don't go in there as Alliance. Of course, as horde you can go in there, and then you start having your actual vendors, which this is just a food vendor, food and drink vendor. Nothing in there from what I've seen actually gives you any buffs or anything. That would have to be stuff that you could make. You have another innkeeper here, barmaid, all this stuff. I don't think there was anything upstairs. If there was, it was nothing important. You have a barber shop here, which when this place does open up, well, not when it opens up because it's open now, but this place will become a lot more popular in Cataclysm if they still take the same route. But what you can do, like we talked about before, if you change the hair color of your style, it will change the actual color of your animal. So right now we have basically the hair that was on this cat here. We have that hair color. But if you change it to a lighter color, your actual hair color is going to change. If you click on this, you change any of these things. As you can see, different things that you change will actually cost money to do so. So keep that in mind. You can even change your gender. I did not know that. But yeah, so you can actually change all that stuff. You can't, I mean, skin color, everything here, but you can't do like actual faction changes. That would have to be a paid service that you do through Blizzard. But you can change all of that if you guys want to. It's not something you need to do though. Come over here, we have this vendor here, which just has more food and everything. Some of these you can actually share with an entire party. So you can see there, that one does for 5 party members. This one here would do for 10 party members. And then those ones are just for yourself. So this is your bank area. You have 3 here, 3 actual bankers, and then on the sides you have these, which are your guild banks. There is another one. We're at this one here. This one over here, that looks exactly the same. Those are both banks. They look exactly the same, so we just won't go in that second one. Like I said, I'm just trying to cut back on the video, guys, as far as not making the video last that long. I apologize if I'm going too fast. If you guys need another video and you guys want me to go back over everything, let me know and I will definitely do that. So in here we have blacksmithing and all of the different types of blacksmithing. So we have the armor smith, the weaponsmith. I guess that's it for blacksmithing. Armor smith, weaponsmith. Yeah, and then they have merchants in here. Every place that has
You got my
merchants is
attention.
also, I don't know what's going on with that one.
Let's get it back.
Every place that has
What can I
merchants
do
is
for
also
you?
going to have actual gear that you can buy for different emblems. So you can see here that we have conquest ones, we have valor ones, and we have heroism ones. I don't see any frost ones in here yet. I'm not sure where the frost ones actually come into play. You'll
See you
understand in
around.
a second why I'm talking about the frost ones. Down here, we will go down there in just a second. Let's hit up these buildings that we would pass up. That is just the other side of that inn that we went in with the barmaid and everything. This place here is for herbalism. It's just herbalism trainer and herbalism supplier. In here we have, what is this? Inscription stuff. So 3 different vendors in here. Supplies, ink trader, and the actual trainer. If we come this way and we go down this alley, for me this is going to be the most important place to go. That one there just goes back. No, it doesn't. Let's go in here. What is this one? It is. I was wrong. So this is just the blacksmithing one that we were just in. If we come here, you can see here there's an enchanted anvil. You can like craft stuff that needs an anvil, and I think these actually count as forges. So I think you can actually smelt stuff too. What else we got? In here we have the alchemy area. This one is, I did not see, this one is a mining, so you have mining trainer and mining supplies. There's also a forge here if the other one does not work, or if the anvil doesn't work. This one here is for engineering. There's also an auction house here, but this engineer, in order to use him, you have to have Grandmaster Engineering. If not, you cannot do anything with the auction house, at least not here. So keep that in mind, guys. But we do have the different type of engineering trainers here, the goblin, the gnome, and then I don't know if there's other ones. I honestly don't remember. We have a fur and leather trader. This one is kind of big because we do have a leather worker on this server now. So if we have heavy boring leather, we can actually trade it in to get a lot of these things. Which is definitely possible to get this one pretty quick. And then as you can see, for 10 of the heavy boring leather, you can turn that into Arctic fur, which is also a good thing. We have been keeping the Arctic fur because it also is a currency. As you can see here, you can buy stuff using the Arctic fur as well, which also gives you other leather working stuff. All this stuff is level 80. But keep that in mind. This is definitely a good place for leather workers as far as buying really good gear and being able to craft it and everything, and then you'll have to figure out, you know, how to get the supplies for it. But in here we have our leatherworking and skinning supplies. Here we have our Grandmaster leatherworking, our Grandmaster skinning trainer.
What can I get for you today?
Nothing in there
Watch
that
your
I
back.
want. I don't know. Oh, and upstairs we have our elemental, we have our dragon scale, and our tribal leatherworking. Those do phase out once Cataclysm comes around. I mean, you'll still have the recipes and everything for them, so you can still make stuff for lower level characters, but I don't think that it keeps going back to that. That one was alchemy. We went in there. What is this one? I think this is tailoring and first aid from the looks of it. So yeah, that one is tailoring, and keep in mind they do have all the trainers for tailoring. So have Spellfire, Mooncloth, all that stuff. Spell Weave, I think, is up there. Moonweave, whatever that other weave is. Shadow Weave. There we go. And then you have your first aid in there, which we will go in there in a second because we're going to come around here to come upstairs. In here, this is the one that would matter for me. They have a jewelry vendor. You can buy different rings and stuff. Some of these rings, like this one here, actually teleports you back to Dalaran. So this might be something that you guys want depending on the level that you are, or if you don't have your Hearthstone set here or you want your Hearthstone set somewhere else, you can actually use this ring, which is a 30-minute cooldown just like your Hearthstone is. And it's a decent ring to have. So a lot of these I think do still have, maybe all of them do. Yeah, all of them do actually still teleport you back here. The neck pieces don't, but there's also neck pieces in here. As you can see though, you can buy these with the marks of heroism. There's also it's not this character. So these are all marks of heroism and stuff like that. Marks of valor, marks of conquest. Yep. So keep in mind, you guys can take a look at this gear, figure out what you want for yourself. You have the actual supply guy here and the trainer. The trainer, we can't learn anything at the moment. I mean, we can, but we don't have, like, our stuff is not high enough to do it. Eventually, you will get a daily for this area, and that will come into play with this jewel crafting supply person here. You will start getting these, which are Dalaran Jewel Crafters tokens. With these, you can obviously buy these different recipes here. You can buy the Dragon's Eye actual jewel so that you can cut it. Keep in mind, I mentioned this in the previous video where I thought I was recording and I didn't. Some of these are different prices. So you look at the very front ones here. They're only 2 each. And then you'll have ones like this that are 6. My suggestion, only a suggestion, guys, buy the ones that are going to benefit you first, or the ones that are going to make you money first. However you want to do it. If you want to benefit yourself first. If you want to make money first, then go for the money. So the way to do that is you're going to have to do a little bit of research. Don't just start buying the ones that are only for like 1 or 2. This one still might actually sell because it's just a gem and you can sell it uncut to other jewel crafters. Keep in mind, if those are other jewel crafters and they don't have that much money, they're just going to wait till they get their 1 jewel crafting token anyway, and they're just going to buy it outright. So that is kind of questionable to try to sell that. The other thing is, if you guys are looking at the stuff in here, like I said, this one would cost 2. So the way to do this is you can come in here, figure out, do I want strength, do I want attack power, do I want intellect, you know, all this stuff. This would be the first one that would probably benefit us, is this agility one here. So it would be pointless for me to go and buy one like this that nobody uses, because 1, I'm not going to benefit from that, and 2, almost nobody is going to buy that in the auction house. This one I can use, and people will probably buy that in the auction house for other barrel druids. So just keep that in mind, because if you end up buying one like this that nobody's going to use unless they need the frost resistance, I mean, it's kind of pointless, and then you just spent 6 tokens on that. So ones like that would be the last ones that you would end up wanting to buy. And then we'll come in here to the first aid place. As you can see, there is a first aid trainer here, and then you also have first aid supplies. The supplies is not much. I mean, honestly, like, this is nothing really. This thing here, I don't think I've ever seen this. I don't know if it is reusable. I would think it is, because it has a 3-minute cooldown, but that also might be if you just have multiple ones. So it looks like it sets out some type of potion thing that your party can actually use, and it restores 15,000 health and 12,960 mana over 30 seconds. But keep in mind, any of these things that you use, like even when you use a bandage, it does have a cooldown on it. So I don't know if that is reusable. Be very careful buying that if you guys buy that. I may buy it in the future and see what happens.
Farewell.
See if it's a reusable thing, but we're not right now because we're saving our money for our flying. So we already checked those. That's why I skipped over. Here we have enchanting. So any type of enchanting stuff you guys need, you guys can get there. And we are currently down over at this circle. We still have about halfway to go. That is the other entrance to the sewers that I was talking about. That's where we would have came out if we would have went that way. I will come back to this place here. But for now, let's come up here. Let's take a look at this. This is... I don't remember what this is. Up here at the top they have, I think this is just like a main questing area. Up here at the top they do have 2 portals. They have the one here for the Caverns of Time and the one over here for the Purple Parlor. I don't know what the Purple Parlor is. I don't remember. I don't know if it's like a dungeon thing, near dungeon thing. I have no idea. If we come out here, you can see here this one is, what is this? This is a reagent merchant, and what are you, general goods? Magical
Need
goods. So something like these you may want to be very careful with. You can see the prices on them. You can technically buy these, but as you can see, these require arcane brilliance, arcane intellect. This one doesn't require anything and is also very expensive though. So if I wanted to buy something like this, my suggestion would be to do something like this. You can talk in the trade chat there, put willing to sell or want to sell, however you want to say it. Put this in there. Don't buy it just yet. Put that in there. If you get someone to buy that for, I don't know, like 5,000 or even 4,000, you know, at that point you'll want to buy it, and then you can you know, sell it to them, and you're making a profit off of it. Technically even 1 gold would be making a profit off of it, but I mean that all depends on who your buyer is, if you can kind of finagle them and they don't know that it's actually in that auction house. So you have a toy maker in here. He sells all of these different toys that you actually see here, and they actually work the way that you can see them in here. So this train one is probably the best one to get if you guys wanted to buy this. You can see some of these are kind of expensive, some of them are not. Here's the train one that I was talking about. What the train one does is it'll actually put a little train on the ground like this, which I think it's even smaller. It's probably like, I don't know, the size of this circle here. But what it does is it makes everyone do this. So it's actually really funny to put it in somewhere like an auction house or something like that, in a bank where there's a whole bunch of people at, and they all just start doing it at the same time just because it's hilarious. Then we have this one over here, Threads of Fate. I don't remember what this one was. Oh, this is a Cloth Merchant. They also, so the Cloth Merchant is just like the leatherworking one. You can buy stuff for marks.
Interesting.
As you can see here, these do cost Valor. Looks like they're all Valor. I think this one has different
Help you find
ones in
something?
here. Nope.
Safe travels.
Is it this one? Nope, that's just cloaks. But they do have different ones in here. So Marks of Frost. There's the Frost stuff that I was talking about. And then there is Valor.
For the Alliance.
Not out there. Let's keep going. That is the Alliance area. That is the main area where you'll want to be. There's a whole bunch of portals and everything in there. We'll come back to that in just a second. We have a fruit vendor here, which is funny enough a tree. That is actually pretty funny. We don't need anything as far as fruit anyway. What do we got here? This is where I have the Hearthstone set to, just because it is right next to the Alliance place, which I will go over that in a second. In here they have cooking and everything that you guys can do as well, which I didn't even come in here and look at the cooking. I don't even have.
See you later.
What can I do for you?
Oh, and you can do these things. This would be for a cooking daily. You get these rewards here, and you can actually buy different cooking recipes as well. I completely forgot about the cooking recipes. Oh, look at that! Allows you to cook faster. I don't know if that was a thing before. I mean, I remember the chef's hat, but I didn't know it made you cook faster. Maybe I just never read it before. Let's see what we got here. Bartender, what's on this side? Probably nothing at all. A little back room. Does this do go outside? It does. Okay, we're not going that way. Alright, let's see. This is the innkeeper that I have mine set to. I think you can also do it to the one behind the bar, the bartender. I could be wrong about that. I don't know if there's anything upstairs here. There's an assistant there too, it looks like. So if you have your flight form, you might want to set it to this one, because I think it takes you right in front of the actual person you set it to. So if you have a flight form, or you guys just want to teleport here and then mount up, I would set it to this one, because it will spawn you out here with him, if I'm not mistaken. And you can just click your flight form and take off. So keep that in mind. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. And then we have, this is the other bank that I was talking about. It looks exactly the same as the other one that's in there. This here is Curiosities and More. Trinkets and Charms. Okay, so that's just a few trinkets.
Farewell.
They also have relics in here, I think upstairs, and idols and stuff. So antiques and heirlooms.
What's on your mind?
You can buy some decent gear that is it is account bound. This gear is actually not bad if you can hold on to these heroism things. What this gear does is, if I was to buy this mace right here, it's a two-handed mace. As long as I had another character that can use this mace, it is bound to my Blizzard account, not to my actual character. So if I use it for this character, get this character all the way to 80, as you can tell, even right now, it would be technically an upgrade to what I have. So right there, kind of in the center of that box, more down towards the bottom though, you see where it says requires level 1 to 80 and it has 74 in parentheses. That will look like that on any character you send it to. If you make a level 1 character and they can use maces, you can send this to them. It will then say requires level 1 to 80 and it'll have a 1 in parentheses. The DPS will be a lot lower, but it will scale with them. So at level 1, say they're doing 10 DPS. At level 2, they would probably do 12. At level 3, it'd be like 13.5, things like that. It'll scale with them. You won't have to worry about switching gear or anything like that. As you can see, even though it has fire resistance on it, it's still better than what I have. So this might be something you guys want to do if you guys are just saving up emblems of heroism. I don't know why I was trying to say heroism. But anyway, heroism. This is definitely something that you guys might want to look into. They even have a staff here that you guys can use. Now keep in mind these are for different people, basically. So you have your main hand mace here, which has spell power and stuff. You have a staff that has spell power. You have your mace, which is something that you would use as this. So the weapons are going to be a little tricky because, you know, unless you're making something that's going to use the exact same weapon, then, you know, you're going to be want to be very careful with that. Technically, I could buy this if I get these marks, and I could send that over to my 60, and it'll definitely help him out. The back piece here, you know, obviously that would be for spell power. So if you're making like a rogue or something like that, obviously you're not going to want to wear that on your rogue. So keep in mind, if you do end up buying any of these things, definitely make sure that you are buying it for the class that you are making or the class that you're trying to level up. What is this? Heals you for 2% of your maximum health whenever you kill a target that yields experience or honor. That is actually really good. And it has haste on it. Interesting. I might end up using that in the battlegrounds. And this one does, oh no, this is just mana, not health. It might come in handy too. I don't know. But yeah, so here, as you can see, you know, they do have leather pieces and everything. Keep in mind, these ones are white because, you know, I could technically use them, and he just walked away from me. So if you are making a hunter, obviously you wouldn't want to buy the leather one. You would want to buy the male one. We have relics here. We have, where are you at? Here you are.
What can I help you with?
Offhand stuff there. Let's go down here, out the door. That was the bank. We already looked at the other one. Here you have wands, I think. Wands and something else. Wands and staves. These are generic weapons. They're not going to be anything good. That is mainly for if you're starting a new character or something and you just need like a starter weapon. But they are crap. This is your mail and your leather armor merchant. These also do require different marks. As you guys can tell, you would have to find out where these marks are got from, and you'll have to come back here and buy them. So if I wanted this very first thing of gloves here, which is technically for us, you could see here that in order for me to get this, I would have to find out where this comes from, the gloves of the wayward vanquisher, which actually that might come in that violent hold place that's here. You'll probably just have to kill like a certain boss and hope that that glove piece drops, and then you can come in there and actually buy that. Here we have general goods and trade goods. I don't think there's anything in here that you would be able to buy other than, you know, like the normal stuff. Like there's nothing that's extra, kind of how we found that other piece that no one responded to. I don't think any, yeah, no one ever even responded, which is fine. We didn't buy it anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And then here you have a fishing vendor. They do have dailies here. I thought that this was something else, but it's not. I'll go over, well, I mean, so when I looked at this, I seen here, down there on the bottom right where it says Jewel of the Sewers, disarmed, blood is thicker, the ghost fish, and dangerously delicious. So I thought the Jewel of the Sewers was the daily for the jewel crafting. It is not. Every single one of those is for fishing. It just depends on which one she has for the day. Today she has the dangerously delicious ones. Tomorrow she might have the one that says disarmed. So that's just showing everything that she can have. What else we got here? Curiosities and more. We went in there. Dalaran Visitor Center. We will go in there. Oh, and then even in here, with her daily fishing.
See you around. Well met.
I think it's actually
Be
on the
careful.
quest. Yeah, so when you do the quest, you can get this bag of fishing treasures. You can get almost anything out of there. I think you can even get a mount out of this. So keep that in mind. You guys might want to look up that item there and see what you can get out of that. Because you can actually get some pretty decent stuff out of there. So here's another weapons merchant. All of these, once again, are just basic weapons. They don't have anything special. What I mean by basic is if we look at this pole arm here, it's 18 gold. There's nothing really extra on it. I mean, and it does way less damage. But if you were just learning pole arms and you don't have one, you want to level it up, sure, go ahead and buy that for 18 gold. You can probably just, you know, go to like a starter town and buy one there a lot cheaper. We have the Dalaran Visitor Center. These are just tabards. This is all the tabards that you can buy, not the ones that give you honor or anything like that, but these ones are the ones that you have to be exalted with already, which is kind of pointless. This one here you need glow caps, which is funny. But none of these give you experience or anything like that. It's just to showcase who you're friendly with and stuff. Guild Master, that is if you want to make a guild, and then this is just to find everything here, which this says auction house, but Alliance Quarter. Is there an auction house
Safe
here?
travels.
We'll find out in a second, because I'll go to that mark in a minute. And then we are back at the Violent Hold here. So now we're actually going to go over to where that marker's at anyway. Let's go over there and see. It's actually this way. And it's in here. Is there an auction house in here? Highborn. No. Okay, these are the portals though. It just goes to all the major towns. So you have Stormwind, Ironforge, Darnassus, Exodore, and Shatrath City. There's no auction house here, is there? Wintergrass, you can actually teleport to Wintergrass if I'm not mistaken by using this. No, just tells you when the time is. No, you know what? You actually can teleport there. So I think you would talk to him. They'll have a portal here. Next battle begins in 22 minutes, so you can actually jump in that portal. How you would get out of there, though, I don't know. I don't know if it has a teleport back. I think once you win or lose, it'll automatically teleport you back. Or you can choose to teleport back. This here is the PvP area. So you have your Strand of the Ancients. You have your Warsong Gulch, your Arathi Basin, which that's the one that we did. Alteric Valley, and Eye of the Storm. One of the things I wanted to point out just real quick, like I said, I'm just trying to hurry, guys. The other one was a lot longer than this. I feel like I've been doing this one for an hour, so maybe the other one was an hour and a half. I don't know. But if you have the older marks, you can still turn those in for honor themselves, which we went over that before. But the thing I wanted to point out was this call to arms thing. We talked about this before. When you pick up the call to arms, it'll give you 5 gold. It'll give you 150 experience. You'll get 2200 bonus honor. That's on top of the honor that you would get for doing the actual daily there. And then you'll get bonus 25 arena points, which that is interesting because when we looked at it before, we didn't get any arena points. We got the bonus honor the last time, but we didn't get any arena points, so whatever. But my thing is, when you were clicking on the different arenas, so if you take a look here, they don't show you how much honor you're getting unless it's the call to arms one. So I don't know if you actually get honor for these anymore the way you used to do. The best way to get honor though is, I guess, just keep grinding the one that is giving the extra honor the way that it used to be. And correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. Like I said, I don't remember what they did with this. I don't remember how it's working. The way that it used to be is Alteric Valley would give you the most honor. Even after doing this at least once to get your bonus daily honor, Alteric Valley, which is this one here, it would be the best one to get honor in. You can see the map there kind of in the background. So the way that it would work is the Alliance would start at one side, the Horde would start at the other side, and you basically run at each other and you clash in the middle. Kind of like how the Arathi Basin was, except this map is way bigger. You can barely see it here, but try to keep up with me, guys. So you can see these little red dots here. So that one there is like a little castle looking thing. I think there's one somewhere in here, and then there's one here. It's the same thing with our side. Alliance starts here. Well, actually, we start over here, I think. But there's our first little blue dot. I think there's one in here somewhere, and then there's one there. And then this is pretty much the middle where you clash. But basically, you'll run at each other. This can take anywhere from 10 minutes all the way to like 2-3 hours, depending on, you know, how the game ends up playing out. The 10 minutes, basically, that is one side rushing the other all the way to the end and killing their main leader there. Once that leader is dead, that's the side that wins. Along the way, if you're capping, and what I mean by capping is capturing, if you're capping the different little castle things along the way, at the very end, there's one main boss in there. I think he has like 4 added guys in there with him. If you're capping those places along the way, it'll just be him by himself, and he'll have less health. If you don't capture any of them, he will be with those 4 other people. They're all elites. They're all very hard and stuff. It does scale with your level and everything as well. So, you know, if you're level 80, you are going to be basically fighting like a raid boss type thing. But if your team is good enough, you can technically rush all the way to the end. That's how you get the 10-minute games. You guys can take out the boss with all the other bosses, and you'll still, you know, beat it within the 10 minutes. There's something called turtling, where if there's a clash in the middle, or, you know, there, say the Horde is waiting in the room where that first boss is, they can still attack you, obviously, because the whole area is a PvP area. So if you start fighting this boss and then all of a sudden like 5 rogues come out of nowhere, they're all stealth or something, and they start attacking you, or there's just Horde in there with them and they're not letting you in there, at that point it would be something called turtling. Just means kind of like going in and out, like back and forth and stuff like that. That's what they mean by turtling, kind of like a turtle's head. But it slows down the game. Don't get me wrong, you still get a lot of honor out of this, because at that point, you know, you're actually killing Horde and you're trying to fight them back and stuff like that. But I will say, normally when there's a turtle, people start leaving the game. Why they don't just stay, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, you know, if you're just dying over and over, it's not going to help at all. But that's the game that can take like a good 3-4 hours, so be careful with those. I think the longest one I've ever been was probably about 4 hours, and it was a blast, honestly. So those are all the portals there. Still do your dailies though. If you guys look here at the daily, the bonus honor 2200 on top of the bonus honor.
Well met. Keep your feet on the ground.
On top of the bonus honor, you are getting 17. So that is, let me see, 22, 20, or no, 20, 3, 4. That's about 4,000. So that is almost enough to buy one piece of item. You remember the last time we bought a back piece, it was 5,700. So 4,000, that's more than halfway through that. Granted, the level 80 pieces are a lot higher as well. But still, I mean, it would not take you that long, and then you could technically run multiple ones of those during that same day and still get even more. I don't know why it said there was an auction house in here. I could have swore that we actually did have auction houses, but I'm not sure. These are different quartermasters and vendors for heirloom items, like we were just talking about with the stuff that binds to the accounts. As you can see, they do have different items in here that you can buy. I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but I just want to kind of scroll through there so you guys can see what we are looking at. And then this one here is one of the more important ones, I think. Is it you? It's not you. Who is it then?
Be careful.
Was it you?
My goods are of the highest quality. Good luck.
Was it you?
Feel free to browse.
Is it not in here? Did I pass it somewhere? Crap.
Be careful.
Okay, so looking at these guys, you guys can see these ones are all heroism. Those are all heroism, every single one of them.
Good luck, friend.
Those are heroism, heroism, heroism. Yeah, they're all heroism too.
How may I help?
Valor. Oh, duh. Heroism quartermaster, valor quartermaster. So these are all valor,
Till next
and
time.
then these are all
I am
conquest.
honored.
Yeah. So I don't know where the other vendor was. Is the auction house up on the roof maybe? This is the place we were in where we seen the cook down there at the bottom. So this is, we did our full circle already. We're gonna check up top. I don't know where this auction house would be. I mean, we did click auction house, right? I don't think there's one in here. I mean, it said that there was. It probably sent us here because that's where the portals are for you to go like to Stormwind, where there actually are auction houses, which is kind of dumb. It should just tell you that there's none.
What brings you here?
Not you. None of these guys. And technically it stopped out here. Yeah, I don't know. There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. I can't remember where it's at. I could have swore it was up in that room. Let's see if we can find it real quick. I'm basically running around looking up, guys, because that's why the camera angle is funny, because I think the place that we need to do is up. It's not up there, is it? No. Oh, exotic mounts.
You need something?
Look at that, guys. You can buy exotic mounts here. No, thank you. Look at that. 200 heroism. There you go. Or we could just buy that for 712. We're not buying it right now, though.
See you around.
I don't remember where it's at. I'll just tell you guys. So, you know how you have the marks of heroism that we have, which you can see in here, and you can go to currency. We got the 5 things of heroism. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about that. So basically, when I turned in the quest, when we did that cinematic, that is what it gave us for completing that quest. We got 5 marks of heroism. But basically, you get the heroism marks, which is technically the lowest, and then it goes into the, not the valor, the one before valor. Actually, I guess it is valor, because it's heroism, valor, conquest, and then frost. Basically, the order that I said those in, if you go through those backwards, and we're back at this place, if you go through those backwards, you can turn, I think the first one, the frost ones, those are not called marks. I think those are called triumphs. So if you get a triumph of frost, you can turn that into a mark of conquest. If you get a mark of conquest, you can turn that into a mark of valor. The mark of valor can then be turned into the mark of heroism. So keep that in mind if you guys are running back and forth and you are trying to you know, get different gear and stuff, and for some reason you can't get another thing of conquest, but you do see an upgrade where you can have, you know, so many marks of heroism, then you can trade those in, get the ones of heroism, and just go that way. But yeah, I don't remember where it's at. It's somewhere in this place. I honestly don't remember where. If I ever find it, I will point it out to you guys. But for now, that is going to be it for this one. Like I said, really long video. I do apologize, but I wanted to go over everything in this place because this place is absolutely amazing. And then now we're going to go into that portal and see where the hell it takes us, because I honestly don't know where it's going to take us. But there is the flight master here, and you can actually fly to the different areas and everything. So keep in mind, the areas that I'm talking about are ones that you only have the flight pass already unlocked to. So it's not going to let us fly to Wintergrass for Ice Crown or any of these places over here just yet, unless we actually have the flight path there. But we're getting closer to being able to buy our flight form. Hopefully that will be soon. I may actually slow down on the leveling and try to go back and get some more, what's it called? Some more mining done, because that is where the majority of our money is coming from, and the fact that I've been focusing on leveling, that's why we're not getting so much done with our gold at the moment. So we're gonna call it here. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you guys made it to the end, hit the like button, Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to hit any of those buttons. You don't have to do anything. If you are liking it though, or you want someone else to see it, or this was helpful to you, hit the share button. Share it with your friends, your family. Put it on your Facebook, your YouTube. Well, don't put it on your YouTube. That, to me, that's a disrespectful thing. Unless someone's okay with that, then hey, go for it. But no, not on your YouTube. Social media, other than like where you're posting your own content, don't do that. Twitter's fine, if you guys want to do that. The other thing is, if you guys hit the notification bell icon, make sure that you hit that little drop down button and switch that over to all. It will show you guys every time I do post a video. But other than that, thank you guys for joining me so much today. Definitely appreciate it. I know, like I said, it was a longer video. Hopefully it's still recording and that didn't mess up. I don't have dual monitors just yet. I am looking at that in the future. That way I can actually tell when it's recording and when it's not recording, because right now I have to minimize the game for it to actually, for me to be able to actually see it. So yeah, but anyway, thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video.